Really, what's all the fuss about? Around 7.4 crore voters will be eligible to exercise their franchise in Bihar's upcoming elections. EC has added 21.5 lakh and removed about 3.7 lakh voters from the electoral rolls following SIR. This will be the first of the big ticket state elections, soon to be followed by the polls in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Assam, and Kerala in the first half of 2026. Bihar will provide insight into political tactics and voter behavior in large politically aware state that may affect the other elections. Representative democracy has deep roots in Bihar. During 6th century BCE and the Lichavis of Vaishali has a republican form of government discussions formed the basis for collective decision making. Buddhist texts exist that outlines details of how to conduct an assembly, including the process of voting and decision making. Modern legislatures began in Bihar in 1930, and the building in which Bihar Legislative Assembly meets was built in 1920, 6 years before the completion of the circular parliament building in Delhi. Elections enabled voters to select public representatives to voice their aspirations, enact law, decide financial priorities, and ensure government is accountable to the people. Same of these criteria are never at the forefront in election season. Instead, caste arithmetic, political alliances, and poll promises to woo voters intensify, occupying all public attention. But it is during this period of uh, but it is during this period ahead but it is this, sorry. But it is during this period ahead of the next election that it is essentially essential to take stock of some of the legislative work done by the outgoing Bihar Legislative Assembly. While 17th Bihar Assembly elected in 2020 was older, 48% between 41 and 55, and but educated, 63 held a graduate degree or higher. Political commentators divide the 5 year term of this assembly into three parts, each part lasting more than a year. Saw CM Nitish Kumar first aligning JDU with BJP, then switching with RJD and realigning with BJP. Changes in the ruling alliances resulted in 25% assembly members holding constitutional positions, while CM remained constant. Four MLAs served as deputy CMs. There were three different speakers and two deputy speakers. Additionally, from CM's party, 35% of his colleagues held ministerial or other positions over the last 5 years. However, the 243 member Legislative Assembly does not meet frequently. Legislative. Bihar Vidhan Sabha data shows the House functioned for a mere 146 days during the 5 year term, averaging just under a month per year. The people of Bihar would have hoped their elected representatives would have made the most of the limited number of days that they met in a year. But that was not the case. On the days when assembly was in session, it functioned for roughly 5 hours a day. No surprises, such limited functioning impacts the legislature's functioning. For example, the current state budget is slightly over 3 lakh crore, and the expenditure is spread across more than 40 departments. In 2024, Bihar Assembly spent a week discussing the budget. The time spent on the budget was lower than in other states such as Kerala, Odisha, Gujarat, and Rajasthan that year. Shorter budget discussions reduced opportunities available to MLAs to discuss the state's health, financial health, future, and priorities. It also limited ability of future representatives to hold government accountable in allocation of public funds. Such paucity of legislative time adversely impacted how laws were enacted. Sorry. Underpinning the power to pass laws is that assembly members will deliberate and discuss legal proposals before their passage. It is in 5 year term Bihar MLAs passed more than 70 laws. These laws addressed critical subjects including finance, law and order, as well as education. Critical issues legislators addressed included cheating in examinations, control of antisocial elements, amendments to law, to prohibition law, according to CCTV footage from cameras installed in public spaces and social security for gig workers. These legislative measures have significantly impacted on people's life, a significant impact on people's life. Ideally, the assembly should have ensured that it would extensively debate every aspect of these laws, either in a committee or in its proceedings. But that was not the case. The assembly passed all law on the same day government presented them. Free and fair elections, along with people's faith in their legislatures, are the bedrock of our democracy. The responsibility that people cast on their representatives is sacred. They repose their trust in MLA that their decision will take into account the needs of every voter. At the entrance of the Bihar Legislative Assembly is a sign that lists down Gandhi's seven deadly sins. One of them is politics without principle. The irony speaks for itself. As the cacophony for electioneering begins in Bihar, it is for the people of Bihar to demand that individual contesting to represent them deal with real issues. Campaigning time, as it is said, is the one time that a voter voter can assert himself or herself, remind representatives of their constitutional responsibilities. Maybe then it would be an election worth the count.